Good evening from Washington, D.C., and thank you to those of you joining us from around the world for news from a Catholic perspective. I'm Lauren Ashburn. President Trump makes it official, signing a bill giving terminally ill patients the right to try experimental treatments. Critics say the measure could be dangerous, but the president says it's a basic freedom that offers hope and saves lives. White House Correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. The president says Americans no longer should have to travel to another country to seek life-saving medicine. He says the new right to try law would give people with deadly diseases the ability to gain access to unproven drugs without first getting permission from the FDA.
Now, with the passage of this bill, Americans will be able to seek cures right here at home, close to their family and their loved ones. We are finally giving these wonderful Americans the right to try.
President Trump says countless patients don't have the time to wait for the Food and Drug Administration to approve new medicines because the process often takes 3 to 7 years. He says this new law provides hope.
Patients with life-threatening illnesses will finally have access to experimental treatments that could improve or even cure their conditions.
The president introduced several families who fought for the law. Laura McClynn's son, Jordan, has muscular dystrophy and is often forced to use a wheelchair. She is grateful patients like her son will now have better access to treatment.
It just gives us hope that other patients who, have exhausted all other options can at least have the opportunity to ask, to have that right to ask to try something that could potentially help them.
I think that all in all, that this is a very positive step.
Dr. Barbara Golder is a Catholic bioethicist. She says the right to try helps restore the doctor-patient relationship.
I really can't emphasize that too much because one of the things that's happened with our healthcare is that decisions are being driven by people other than doctors and patients. And I think that to the extent that we move away from that, we move away from the Catholic understanding of how healthcare is delivered.
Critics of the bipartisan bill, including many patient groups like the American Cancer Society, describe the new law as dangerous and say it could give false hope to patients. But the measure has popular grassroots support. 40 states have already approved the right of terminally ill patients to try potentially life-saving drugs. Lauren?
Mark, signing this bill fulfills one of the president's health care campaign promises, but he has not dismantled the Affordable Care Act. Has he given up that fight?
No, the president wants to keep chipping away at Obamacare. Today, he said his administration is planning on making another announcement in the next few weeks that would improve health care. Lauren?
White House Correspondent Mark Irons, thank you.